There are many castles throughout the country of Wales, but Fishguard's one is very unique, as unlike any in Wales, Fishguard's castle is actually Irish. Irish castles didn't look like the traditional castles that are seen throughout the UK. Irish castles were also known as rafts or hill forts, which were defended sites with either earthwork, defence walls or fences. The history of Fishguard's castle is very unique and actually connects the town to one of the biggest historical turning points of Ireland's history. The creator of this unique castle was the Irish king known as Dermit. Today, we will explain the recently discovered history of the site, as well as its long-forgotten past. In 1166, Ireland's High King Mwrtach and his main ally Mwrtach had fallen, and a large coalition led by Castell Mwrtach, Mwrtach's arch-enemy, marched on Leinster. The new High King deposed Mwrtach from the throne of Leinster. After Mwrtach was dethroned, he was forced to flee the country of Ireland, being forced into exile. Mwrtach sailed across the sea, carrying very little with him. After almost a day at sea, he finally sees land and sets course to the coast of Wales. Mwrtach lands on the coastline of the city of St. David's. Here, he begins his adventure across the country, looking for somewhere to survive. He travels from town to town across Pembrokeshire for many weeks, trying to come to terms with being exiled from his country. After spending a few weeks in Wales, he travels to the countries of England and France. Here he persuades Henry II of England to support him with troops to take back Ireland. Henry II authorized Dermit to seek help from the soldiers and mercenaries in his kingdom. Following this, Mwrtach gained the support of the mercenaries known as Richard de Clare and Maurice Fitzgerald. But there was one other mercenary that Mwrtach wanted to have join him. This was Robert Fitzstephen, who was one of Wales' greatest mercenaries and a loyal soldier to Henry II. Robert was a prisoner to Lord Rhys in the nearby Cardigan Castle. Dermit travelled across Wales to persuade Lord Rhys to release Robert. The Lord agreed to release Robert as he was a terrible prisoner to have and couldn't risk killing him due to his connections to Henry II. After Robert's release, he and Dermit began to travel around the county to begin planning their invasion of Ireland with Henry II's army. This brings them to the town of Fishguard, which was known as Fishguard back then. The name originated from the Viking words known as fish trap. This was a small fishing village with very few people. Fishguard was located between three other important areas for Mwrtach, these being Haverfordwest, Hubberston and Pembroke. They chose to build a small castle fort just outside of the village of Fishguard. This castle would be one of the many fortifications used to plan the invasion of Ireland. Here they made weapons, farmed food, recruited soldiers, trained and made armor. The castle would have had a couple of small temporary buildings made from wood and hay. It has also been recorded to possibly having small fields with livestock to supply them with food. The castle was named historically as Castell Mwrtach, which is the Welsh translation for Mwrtach's castle. It would have been used between the years of 1168 to 1169. Whilst the castle is named after King Mwrtach, he may not have been at the site very much, as he was travelling between areas to recruit soldiers, meet with mercenaries, as well as communicate with Henry II. It is likely the castle site was used mostly by Mwrtach's mercenaries to make weaponry, armour and food for the invasion. Dermit and his soldiers along with King Henry II's army, set sail from the nearby site of Hubberston in May 1169. Landing at Bannow Bay, Ireland, they sieged Wexford, which was the beginning of the Norman invasion of Ireland. Fishguard Castle was of course left abandoned after they set sail from Hubberston. This Irish fort was most likely either dismantled or left to fall apart. Very little is documented about the site as it was so long ago and wasn't used for very long. We hope you enjoyed watching this short video on Fishguard's long-forgotten castle. This research was carried out in 2024 by local historian Andrew Harris and was approved by many other historians, archaeologists and historical societies. To read more about this unique site, you can search Castell Mwrtach online, which will show you a lot more information in depth. Thank you for watching.